Hi, you guys. I'm Dr. Christy Wise, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about sex drive and women. I've had some amazing questions come my way, and so I wanted to take a few minutes to address those. And thank you for sending them. And if my talk today doesn't answer those questions, please feel free to continue to reach back out to me and let me know, and I'll tell you more. So today I'm talking about women and sex drive because those are the questions that came my way. But um, and both men and women have a hard time, right? Our sex drive changes throughout our lives and depending on what's happening in the world and with us personally and our body and our age and all of that. But women in particular are more susceptible to a decrease in libido throughout their lifetime. And so I'm going to talk about that today. So one of the questions was, what are the underlying reasons? Why is my sex drive seem lower than it normally had been in the past? And so let's just kind of talk about what some of the research says, and then I'll touch on some of my thoughts about that as well. So um, low sex drive in women could be a medical issue, emotional or psychological issue, or work family relationship type issues. I do want to let you know that it's not a bad idea to consult with your doctor to have medical issues ruled out. But just so that you have something to chomp on, I thought that this might be helpful. So the good news is that once we can identify what those issues are, we have a lot of amazing treatments. We've come a long way. Certainly, treatment for male sexual dysfunction came first, but women and sex and libido has um, finally become very researched and published. Although some of the findings are inconclusive, I'm going to go ahead and add in my thoughts about that. So the causes can fluctuate depending on what's going on, like I said, in the world, in your life, in your body. And so you want to really kind of be in tune with where you feel the source is coming from for you in particular. So let's talk about medical factors first that could, have an impact on your sex drive. So medications that that you're taking, like antidepressants or other medications, you want to really do some research on and make sure it's not just one of the medications that you're taking regularly. Um, Weight, obesity, body image, that's psychological, but being overweight, blood pressure, health issues like, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, things like that, um, depression, anxiety, diminished blood flow to the uterus or to the vagina, hormone deficiencies, a fluctuation in our hormones, which happens every month anyway, can have a huge impact on your sex drive. Menopause, pregnancy, breastfeeding. Pregnancy, I want to say for some, decreases libido, and for others, enhances it greatly, depending on hormones and blood flow and stuff like that. Personal factors, so daily stressors, with what we have going on in the world, but your life, for you in particular, things that feel more stressful than usual or prolonged stress has a huge impact on our body and certainly on our libido. Work stress, family stress, like I said earlier. So relationship based factors, and that's what I'm going to touch on a lot because I see this more often than not, that when, the relationship doesn't feel like it's where you want it to be or at its best, it can absolutely have an impact on sex drive. And sometimes we use it as a way to punish or control our partner. Not that we want to admit that, but it's the truth. Withholding sex is not uncommon, especially for women. Infidelity, with both for you and for your partner, by the way, can impact your desire. Um, and then the power imbalances in relationship, if there are power imbalances, like with money or with tasks or with chores or, feeling of mutual respect in that power differential, then that can have an impact as well. So let's talk about some treatments for low sex drive or low libido, depending on however you want to say it. So there are non-pharmacological approaches, and that's stress reduction, behavioral changes, going to therapy, finding a good coach, support from friends and family. Exercise, altering your habits can have a huge impact. If you're feeling mediocre in other areas of your life, there's a good chance that it's a great big blanket, and mediocrity kind of blankets over everything. So you want to pay attention to that. Um, Individual therapy or individual coaching, not just for your relationship, but for you, in terms of self-esteem and self-worth. Um, let's see what else. So lifestyle changes. So we've had a lot of changes that have happened in the world currently. And so even little lifestyle changes can have a big impact on our sex drive, but major ones, definitely, kids going off to college, whatever it is, lifestyle, your life changing in some way can certainly impact your desire to want to have sex. So pharmacological approaches could be, hormone, testosterone cream, estrogen patches and pills. Again, you want to consult with your doctor about this. The O shot, which is fairly new and quite wonderful. I have a colleague that specializes with this, and if you need information, I'm happy to send you her information. Um, Eros CTD device, I'll talk a little bit about that. That's a device that goes on your clitoris and works almost like a suction cup, and it increases blood flow, which increases arousal. Medical interventions, we talked about that a little bit. So the medical interventions help because, we're trying to, make sure that your hormones are managed and there's enough blood flow that's going to your vagina, and that you are able to get stimulated in the way that you used to. And the pharmacological and medical enhancements, like I said, have been amazing. So it's definitely something that if you're interested in, you want to consult with your doctor on, because we've gotten, quite progressive. So we have, what else do I want to talk about? Let's talk about natural approaches. So there are certain foods that have some terrific research behind it, and others that have, average research, nothing really abundant. But if it helps you, whether it works for real or it's a placebo, I say fantastic, then do it. So let's talk about certain foods. Um, the obvious ones, chocolate, red wine, oysters. Yes, for some they love it. For some people they don't. Worth a try though. There are other things like figs, bananas, avocados. There's definitely no harm in experimenting with those. Um, I love chocolate. I feel like you can never go wrong with a really really good chocolate. Um, Daily herbs, again, though, you want to make sure and consult with your doctor if it's not something that you're used to taking, but like, um, you know, ginkgo, and I'll talk about a few others down the line, but, you know, there are also herbs and natural remedies that help for men too. So it's worth checking these out. Like I said, I said red wine, but what I didn't say is make sure that you're just sticking to one glass. Alcohol is actually a depressant, and so too much will absolutely not help. That's for both men and women, but for women in particular, um, you know, you want to pay attention to just having one if you're really wanting to, you know, feel aroused that evening. Taking time to meditate or run. I love to run, but the exercise has to be something that feeds you, not causes you great angst. I know a lot of people love yoga, and meditation and stuff like that. You have to kind of figure out what works for you. But it's a win-win, because feeling good in your body and the hormones that are released in you naturally when you're exercising have a terrific impact on libido and sex drive. So I say absolutely exercise. It's even sexier if you want to do it with your partner. That kind of can be even some foreplay, but that's another talk. We'll talk about that next time. um, the idea is that we're trying to increase, yes, body image, increase those natural neurotransmitters that release that feel good feeling, but also the idea is to kind of get yourself into that healthy state and in touch with your body. So making sure that you're exercising, sleeping. I know that this is a hard one because it's like, we have so much on our plates, but sleeping has a huge, huge impact on your sex drive. So, if you know that you have a special weekend coming up, then you set boundaries with people, even if you're uncomfortable setting boundaries, and you get some sleep, because everybody will win when you do that. Martyring yourself and not getting enough sleep and then feeling bad that you don't feel aroused, everybody loses that game. So the other one is keeping a mindful, watchful eye on your relationship. Relationship health and sex drive are like best friends, right? Why would you want to have sex with somebody that you're not feeling good with, or safe with, or interested in, or that you respect, or who has hurt you? So maintaining your personal health and your relationship health will change all of this. And you have to trust me on this, because it will. We're so quick to not want to deal with shit, and then wonder why things don't feel wonderful in every area. And at some point you have to lean into it if you really, really want to impact it. So um, let's see, other things like other foods, saffron, strawberries. I talked about oysters. Some of you love it, some of you don't. I think that a good friend of mine said that it reminded him of boogers. So if it reminds you of boogers, then don't eat it. Saw palmetto, figs, I said, bananas, potatoes. Sleep, I said, reducing your stress levels. I want to say one more thing about stress. We tend to act very thankful when people in the home, in our family, are helping, helping with the dishes, helping with dinner. They may help cook, but they don't help clean up. Um, but it's everybody's job. And if you're not asserting yourself in a really loving, kind, generous way, then why would they know to step up to help you? So making sure that you're taken care of and that you're taking care of yourself is important. And maybe that's a part of self-worth for you, that you don't feel like you can ask for the help, or you feel like a nag, or you're not great. You wait till you're angry and then you take little digs about it. And if you're doing that, contact me and we can talk about that. Um, because then you or your partner won't be in the mood for sex. So um, I have acupuncture, massage, when to see a doctor. I like the idea of going for your checkups religiously to make sure that everything is in order. But if you've tried all of these things and you feel like nothing is really helping, wait, let me step back. If you've really tried all of these things, if you've really made the attempt, if you've leaned in and you've gotten uncomfortable and you've been committed to really not not just half-assing it, but really trying these things, and you're not noticing a change, then I would say call your doctor. What do you have to lose other than like a copay, right? But everything to gain, because it's for you and it's for your partner, and um, it's wonderful, right? I mean, it's healthy in every way possible. So if you want to increase your sex drive, your libido, then start taking control. You take the wheel, right? This is your life. This is your intimacy, your um, your sort of goddess world. So it's for you to enjoy and stop putting it off. So I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, you know that I'm here, and contact me anytime. Thank you. Bye.